Have you ever told yourself, "I'm just lazy. I have no motivation. I should be doing more, but I can't seem to care"? If so, this video is for you, because what you're calling lazy might actually be something much deeper. Something more common, more misunderstood, and far more important to heal. Because the truth is, most people who think they're lazy aren't lazy at all. They're burnt out. Mentally, emotionally, and often physically exhausted from holding it together for too long. Pushing past their limits without rest. Caring for others while ignoring their own needs. Living in a world that rewards performance, but rarely supports recovery. Today, we're going to talk about 3 signs you're not lazy. You're just burnt out, and how to start healing from it with clarity and compassion. Sign number 1. You feel guilty for resting, even when you're exhausted. You finally take a break. You cancel a plan. You pause a project. You try to let yourself slow down. But within minutes, the guilt creeps in. You start thinking about all the things you should be doing. You hear that inner critic whispering, "You're wasting time. You're falling behind." So instead of resting, you scroll. You self-soothe with distraction. Or you start mentally shaming yourself for not doing enough. That's not laziness. That's a nervous system stuck in hypervigilance. When you've been running in survival mode for a long time, rest can actually feel threatening. Because the body has learned that slowing down means danger. Slowing down means weakness. Slowing down means guilt. But the truth is, you're not lazy. You're just depleted. And your system is begging for permission to exhale. Sign number 2, you can't focus, even on things you care about. You want to care. You remember what it felt like to feel creative, excited, driven. But lately, even the smallest tasks feel heavy. You read the same sentence 3 times. You avoid emails. You make to-do lists and then avoid the list. Even the fun things start to feel like pressure. You're not procrastinating because you don't care. You're procrastinating because your brain is overloaded. That's not laziness. That's cognitive burnout. When your mental energy is tapped out, your ability to focus and prioritize gets compromised. Your mind goes foggy, not because you don't want to engage, but because your system is protecting you from further overwhelm. Think of it like your brain pulling the emergency brake. It's saying, "I need space. I need restoration before I can problem solve again." Sign number 3, you feel numb or disconnected, even when nothing's wrong. This is the most invisible form of burnout. From the outside, everything might look okay. You're functioning, meeting deadlines, managing life. But inside, you feel flat, detached. Like you're moving through life on autopilot. The joy is gone. The motivation is gone. Even your emotions feel muted. This isn't laziness. It's emotional exhaustion, the final stage of burnout. Your system has been under pressure for so long, it shuts down your emotional responses to preserve energy. You go into what psychologists call emotional blunting. Not because you don't care, but because caring has become too much to carry. This kind of numbness is incredibly common in people who are deeply empathetic, high-achieving, or have lived through extended periods of emotional stress. You're not broken. You're not disconnected on purpose. You're just maxed out, and your body is doing its best to keep you functioning. If any of these signs sound familiar, here's what I want you to know. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to forgive yourself. You need rest that isn't laced with guilt. You need time that doesn't feel like a countdown. You need care that isn't earned through performance. If your brain keeps telling you, you're lazy, you should be doing more. Remind yourself, that voice isn't truth. That voice is a symptom. It's the leftover programming from a system that equated worth with work. But you're allowed to rest. You're allowed to not be okay. And you are still worthy, even when you're still. So how do you start healing burnout? Pause without guilt. Even 10 minutes of intentional stillness helps your nervous system reset. Name what's true. Not what you should feel, but what you actually feel. And speak gently to yourself. Say, "This isn't laziness. This is a signal, and I'm finally listening." Recovery starts when compassion is louder than shame. Healing begins when rest is treated as worthy, not wasteful. And from that place, energy starts to return. Motivation starts to rise. Clarity starts to come back online. If this message helped you feel seen or understood, take a deep breath. You're not alone, and you're not lazy. You're healing. Share this video with someone else who needs to hear it. And subscribe for more content to support your nervous system, your mindset, and your return to wholeness. Until next time, remember, when you upgrade your mindset, you upgrade your life. You're one decision away from your next level. Make it count.